Hi and welcome to our review of the Boathouse restaurant at Disney Springs. We visited for an early dinner on Valentine's Day, February the 14th, 2021. I'm going to look at a few things in this video, like where is the Boathouse, how do you get there, what kind of food do they serve, what are the options for vegetarian and vegan diners, and how expensive is it. I'll also take a look at what others had to say on TripAdvisor just to make sure my experience wasn't a one-off. Okay, let's start with location. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you want to see more restaurant and hotel reviews. Hit that notification bell and press all so you don't miss future videos. If you're new to Disney Springs, this is the interactive map that you can find on disneysprings.com. The Boathouse is in an area called the Landings, which is where all the very nice restaurants are. I'll zoom in and you can see exactly where it is. All of that boardwalk there is attached to the Boathouse as well, and you can eat both in the restaurant and on the boardwalk. If you're driving to Disney Springs, let's have a look at the routes you're going to take. If you're coming from the Universal Orlando and International Drive area, and I've chosen there the Rosen Inn at Point Orlando as a start point because a lot of people know where that is, then you'll come down I-4 westbound to South Apopka Vineland Road, and that's exit 68. You'll then take a left at the first traffic lights you'll see, and you'll end up on Hotel Plaza Boulevard. Just follow this all the way up to the Lime parking garage if that's available. Parking is free at Disney Springs. If you're coming from the Champions Gate, Reunion or Providence areas, then take I-4 eastbound again to exit 68 and follow the same directions as coming from westbound. If you're coming from the Kissimmee Davenport area, you'll avoid I-4 altogether. I've chosen Emerald Island as my starting point here. You'll just follow 192 along to World Drive and then follow signs to Disney Springs. The first parking garage you'll pick up is the orange one, and I parked there. There is a third parking garage at Disney Springs called Grapefruit, but that really is an overflow parking garage. You have to take a footbridge over Hotel Plaza Boulevard to get into Disney Springs. If you're getting a bus from a Disney resort, then you're going to be dropped around in this area that I've highlighted now, and taxis drop off in the same area. You can see that that's not very far from the Boathouse, which is at the top of the screen. It was rather windy when I was shooting this video, and there is copyright music on the sound as well, so I'm going to dub this. This is where the Amphicars launch from. The cost is $125 per car for a 20-minute ride around Lake Buena Vista. I'll put a link to this page under the video. You get $25 off at the moment if you spend $50 or more at the Boathouse or the Boutique, which is the shop next door. This is me getting Christina to actually say hello on video, and you didn't get it. She doesn't appear on camera generally. We've now been called in and are waiting in line to get our table. That's the Oyster Bar over there, which is very cool. And there are the oysters in the case. I believe the Oyster Bar is first come first served, so you just sit down there or wait for a seat to become available, and then grab a drink and some oysters or whatever it is else they serve at that bar. This is a boat that's been made into a table that seats 5. The last and only time we were there before, we were lucky enough to get that boat. And just to prove that, there's Christina and I, and there are our kids. Now we've checked in and they'll text us when it's our turn. There are some of the Amphicars, and this is all about the Amphicars. Feel free to pause the video at this point if you want to read about them. This is us wandering aimlessly around the dining room after the cast member that was showing us to our table gave us the slip. In fact, he wasn't showing us to our table at all, we just jumped the gun in our excitement and state of hunger. It meant that we were able to get a tour of the dining room a bit, so you can see what it looks like. There's a definite nautical theme, as you would expect at the Boathouse. I hope you got that cast member there juggling or failing to juggle cutlery. Here he is explaining to us how we're stupid. Not really, obviously, it's Disney. And here's the boat/table again. Can never get enough of that. We decided to eat outside today because it was such a nice evening a bit of a breeze, no humidity, just perfect for al fresco dining. You'll see that the tables aren't stacked very close together because of the social distancing that's still in place. And we get to sit at a high top. This then is our outlook for this evening's meal. And I have to say, I'm very impressed with it. This is very cool. Here's the menu for this evening. I've realised since I got home that I didn't take the best shot of it, so I've put a link to the menu below the video. The menu does change, so if you are watching sometime after this video is released, that link will take you to the menu that's current at that time. That was the food menu, and this is the alcohol menu. At this point we had two servers chasing each other around over missing bread. More on that later. They were great, by the way. Their names were Till and Isaac. Same rules apply as for the food menu. There'll be a link at the bottom of this video to all menus. This is the Dockside Bar, all the way down past this guy, all the way down the ramp, and all the way down to where those boats are moored, right down there. That's first come first served, unlike where we're sitting, which is reservation only or a walk up. If you want to take a chance on where you're sitting, then that would be a great place. I mean, that's a great outlook. Looking all around the lake and then up towards the Balloon and Cirque du Soleil. This is the menu just for today, so it's all market price produce. As we get down towards the bottom here, we're going to see oyster and wine pairings. I'm not so sure a martini is a wine, but perhaps somebody could set me right on that. Back to the saga of the missing bread. We've been here a good 20 minutes at this point, and at the Boathouse you get bread usually with your drinks. So we're not having a starter today, and it would have been nice just to have something to nibble on. This is me saying we were told the bread is being made to a background of "Come on Eileen." I'm having a bit of a rant there, so it's actually good that I'm having to dub this, because quite honestly this was the only thing that was wrong with that whole meal. At this point then, let's have a look at the menu for vegetarians. There are 3 salads to choose from: the wedge, the classic Caesar and the garden. And this is the same for lunch as it is for dinner. In the launch section of the menu, it's just the duo dips and chips that's vegetarian, and that's the same again, lunch and dinner. I saw nothing in the entrees or sandwiches that were vegetarian at all, so it's now down to sides which are all vegetarian. Again, the lunch menu is the same as the dinner menu. Although this is Florida, there's not one piece of bacon in any of these desserts, they are all vegetarian. For children, other than the salads that we've already discussed, the only thing on the menu for them as a vegetarian option is macaroni and cheese. If you are vegan, I'm afraid there's not much choice at all. There's a garden salad, sea salt baked potato, corn on the cob and grilled asparagus. I'm surprised that there's nothing on the menu that denotes it as vegetarian or vegan. It's not allergy friendly either. The main courses have appeared then, but the bread has not. We're told it's just minutes away though, and we live in hope. And then a miracle as Isaac appears with not 1 plate of bread, but 2. fresh out of the oven. One of those plates of bread would make its way home with us. I went with the filet mignon, medium, with potatoes, and Christina went for the classic burger. I had just one glass of wine as I was driving home later, and I mentioned Till before. Here she is, all the way from Australia. I asked for a medium, and I got a medium. As Gordon Ramsay might say, beautifully cooked. I forgot to mention the amount of fries that came with that burger. In fact, that's not even all of them, because some of them landed on my plate. I've never seen the amount of fries on a plate as that. Okay, there's my plate, all gone, including the extra fries, very nice. There's Christina's plate, very nice, but not all gone. That'll go home. Mind you, Christina doesn't have as big a belly as I do. So thoughts on the Boathouse, and excuse me while I keep eating. Really good, second time we've been here. I love it, to be honest with you. Service is top notch, food is excellent. Where we're sitting, well, that's what you want, isn't it, really? Florida, and this is exactly what you want. I'm sure we'll be back at some point. I'll let you know how much all this has cost in a minute as well, because it's not, I'm not saying do it every day unless you win the lottery. But as a kind of blowout, one night on a vacation, definitely recommend it. What does TripAdvisor say about the Boathouse then? It gets an overall score of 4.5 out of 5 out of over 4,500 reviews, ranks number 45 out of 1,061 American restaurants in Orlando, and number 54 out of almost 2,500 restaurants in Orlando. There's not much actually that you can say wrong about it, is there, looking at these numbers? If anything, value at 4 out of 5 is the worst performer, and I guess just because the prices are a little bit steeper than people are normally used to paying. I think for the food you get, the value is actually really good. Out of those 4,662 reviews, 2,650 of them are either excellent or very good. I'm a little bit surprised at the poor and terrible numbers, but then again I guess every restaurant can't be 100% every day. TripAdvisor states that the Boathouse is vegetarian friendly. It has vegan options and there are gluten-free options, but I didn't see that on the menu. My advice would be to ask your server to ask the chef directly what they can do for you if you're a vegetarian or a vegan or need gluten-free food. Okay, I did promise I'd give you the skinny on how much this whole thing had cost us. So 2 Cokes, $4 each, a cheeseburger, $18, the filet mignon at $49.50, the glass of wine at $12, subtotal $87.50, the tax $5.69. That's a total of $93.19 without tip, which is between me and the server. Bear in mind that's without a starter and without a dessert, and only me had a one wine, and we're over $50 ahead after tip. I would actually be budgeting maybe $70, $75 ahead at the Boathouse. One thing that might soften the blow a little bit is if you're an annual pass holder, you do get 10% off your meal. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. There's going to be more like it coming along very soon. Please do drop it a like, and if you did like this and want more, please do subscribe, hit that notification bell and press all, and you'll get more of this stuff coming along soon. Thanks for now. Bye bye.